Now at 9, Indiana Republicans find themselves lacking enough votes to forward a key proposal. Find out why that is.
And Minnetrista is offering a unique nighttime themed exhibit. Stay tuned for a look at the immersive experience.
An Albany, Indiana local is giving back to the community through a clothing donation drive. We take a closer look.
And finally, a new pop-up shop takes the village by storm. We have the details coming up.
I'm tracking a freeze warning. NewsLink Indiana starts now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Amelia Winter.
And I'm Tatum Harris.
Indiana Republicans have reported they don't have enough votes needed for a mid-decade map redrawing. This comes as President Trump and other Republicans aim to gain extra votes in the U.S. House from Indiana. In the most recent voting, 5 Senate Republicans were in favor, while 3 opposed. 40 of the remaining caucus are undecided or have reported no strong feelings. Currently, the Republicans hold 7 of the seats, while Democrats occupy 2.
If you have ever wondered what happens in the forest after dark, Minnetrista Museum is giving you the chance to find out. NewsLink Indiana's Lauren Bell takes us inside, where you can explore what happens when the sun goes down.
The Goodnight Forest exhibit at Minnetrista Museum is designed to take visitors on an adventure under the night sky, teaching you about Indiana's nocturnal wildlife through hands-on exploration and interactive play, where every sound and light tells the story of the creatures that come alive at night.
Welcome to Goodnight Forest. Here in the forest, you guys are going to learn all about animals that come out at night, especially ones that live in Indiana, so you may have seen these animals in your backyard.
The space is made up of several themed areas, including Firefly Meadow, an interactive element where you can dance and follow along the light patterns of the fireflies, as well as Moonlight Shores, a matted play area where you can leap across the creek, leading you to the caretaker's hut, where guests can discover more about how animals live and eat in the wild. And for those who love to explore, the Twilight Trail offers an experience where light and motion bring the forest to life.
What we've noticed from visitors so far is a sense of wonder, and people walk in often not knowing what to expect and just running to different portions of the exhibition and playing, just being a kid again, and seeing their children play, and it inspires the adults to play as well, whether they crawl into a tent or they play in the Firefly Meadow. We're seeing a lot of renewed interest in being a kid again.
Sienna says the exhibit took around 3 years to develop, first opening in Indianapolis in 2024 before finding its home in Muncie earlier this year. He hopes it reminds adults what it's like to play again and inspires kids to learn more about nature. Admission is $5 for students or $8 for local residents. At Minnetrista Museum, I'm Lauren Bell, NewsLink Indiana.
Goodnight Forest is open now through November 2nd at the Minnetrista Museum right here in Muncie.
And with this weather we're having, it'd be perfect time to go to the exhibit, don't you think?
I totally agree. Yes.
Yes, like it looks so cute and fun. They're all running around having a great time.
I know, it's too bad it's been super cold.
I know, and Aaliyah's gonna give us a look at the weather to see if it'll warm up.
Yeah, pretty chilly out there right now. We're going to take a look at some current temperatures. Here in Muncie, 43, as well as in Farmland, 42 in Anderson and Newcastle, and 37 degrees down in Richmond. Pretty chilly out there tonight. Let's take a look a little more statewide. 47 in Indianapolis, 44 in Terre Haute, and 41 in Bloomington. Over the next 12 hours, these temperatures are going to continue to decrease and even reach 32 degrees right at that freezing point this evening. So here's what we are tracking. A freeze warning, rain chances, and winds are going to be calming down.
With close to 40% of families in need in the state of Indiana, people are finding ways to support each other any way they can. NewsLink Indiana's Kamara Munn met with a community member who's working to bridge the gap.
Clothing donations, food drives, household items, all for free at the comfort of someone's home. Celebrating 17 years back in August, Emily's Closet is determined to providing basic needs to families all over Indiana.
Good to see you. You know, no one should not have shoes on their feet. No one should not have clothes. No one should not have food in their bellies. And that taught me a lot, you know, this is what I need to do.
With a history in volunteering for organizations, she says her destiny found her right at her doorstep.
I took my dog out to potty, and I had this big black bag there, and like, what is this? And it was a bag full of clothes.
But Marling is no stranger to struggle. Her story is the purpose behind her charitable acts.
My husband was in a tragic accident and lost his leg, and I had 4 little ones at the time, and you know, we needed help ourselves. I had 3 in diapers.
An estimated 38% of Indiana households are struggling to meet basic needs. That number continues to rise as unemployment rates increase. And although independent, Marling isn't entirely alone. She instills the act of giving into her children.
And a lot of the times I'll see people in need, and I'll catch myself rather giving them a jacket or giving them, if I have a snack or an energy drink.
Marling's family assists her with her bi-weekly giveaways, holiday drives, and collaborations with other community organizations. In Albany, Kamara Munn, NewsLink, Indiana.
Emily continues to serve the people in need year-round. If you're looking to participate in the next giveaway, she is reachable through her Facebook page at Emily's Closet.
The Fashion Industry Studies Club started their pop-up shop in the Village today, giving students the chance to upgrade their wardrobe. NewsLink Indiana's Dylan Chestnut went there to discover their drive for the sale.
The Fashion Industry Studies Club, more simply known as FISC, has one major focus for this sale and the club.
Circular fashion is so important right now, and that's like a big thing of FISC as a whole, is just keeping things sustainable.
But to those of us who are outside the fashion world, what exactly is circular fashion?
Circular fashion is, instead of like throwing clothing away and getting rid of it, we're like recycling it, we're reselling it, finding it a new owner, upcycling.
Along with circular fashion, there's another focus that plays quite nicely along with it.
Sustainability is very important, is important now as ever. With a lot of our clothing ending up in places like landfills, and just a lot of clothes are wasted, and it is very bad for the environment.
Their goal, now clearly established, which is to sell sustainable clothes that are fashionable. Here's the method of just how they get a large supply of it.
We do bins outside of NAT and the Miller College Business Building, and then we collect clothes for a few months.
These donated clothes are just waiting to find a new closet to call home. In Muncie, Dylan Chestnut, NewsLink, Indiana.
The FISC pop-up shop will be running until this Saturday evening. Coming up, over 6 million eggs are being recalled. Find out the reason behind it.
Plus, Medicare and Medicaid are reinstating employees. See why that is.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing to keep us focused.
A habit we never skip, to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mental health. Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome back. More than 6 million eggs are being recalled for possible salmonella contamination. That news is coming from the Food and Drug Administration. Officials say the Black Sheep Egg Company recalled hundreds of thousands of egg cartons last month after testing found 7 strains of salmonella. Those eggs were distributed to retailers and wholesalers nationwide under various brand names. Separately, Ken's Hens is also recalling its grade AA large pasteurized raised eggs due to the same concern. No related illnesses have been reported so far, but consumers are advised to return the eggs to the store for a full refund. More information is available on the FDA's website.
About 3,000 furloughed employees at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services are being reinstated. The agency said this will help serve Americans who will be signing up during the Medicare and Marketplace open enrollment seasons. Officials say that staffers are being recalled will not receive back pay while the current government shutdown remains in place. Open enrollment for the Medicare and Medicaid Advantage plans started October 15th and continues through December 7th. People can sign up for Obamacare coverage for next year from November 1st through January 15th.
Target is planning to lay off around 1,000 corporate employees. Target's incoming CEO made the announcement in an email to employees today. Along with the layoffs, the company also announced it will not be filling 800 positions that are currently open. Together, it will impact about 8% of Target's global corporate workforce. The company says the layoffs and changes will help Target be better positioned for the future. It comes as Target has been dealing with slumping sales and backlash after it dialed back its DEI program earlier this year.
While Target may be cutting back employment, Broadway is looking to improve theirs. Broadway musicians have reached a tentative deal that averts a strike. Early this morning, the labor union that represents the musicians announced a deal had been reached with the Trade Association for Theater Owners and Producers. The union president says the agreement will offer more money and increases to health benefits. The contract still needs to be approved by union members, but those involved with the matter say it looks like things will work out. The last time a strike happened on Broadway was in 2007, when the stagehands union went off the job for nearly 3 weeks.
Oil prices rose sharply today. The jump comes as traders worry about a squeeze on the global supply after the U.S. imposed sanctions on 2 Russian oil companies. The sanctions also hit almost 3 dozen subsidiaries of the 2 companies. The sanctions are an effort to end the war in Ukraine. In a statement yesterday, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent called on Russian President Vladimir Putin to agree to an immediate ceasefire. Russia's foreign ministry criticized the fresh U.S. sanctions on Russia as, quote, entirely counterproductive, end quote, including regarding negotiations to end the war in Ukraine.
I am tracking a freeze warning and more sweater weather after this break.
After his wife passed, my neighbor Larry started drinking a lot. He was in distress and acting out. He had guns around, and I didn't want anything bad to happen. I pressed pause. Our local authorities filed a firearm restraining order to temporarily remove the guns. It gave Larry the time he needed to get help. It wasn't easy, but we got through it together. Learn more at illinois.gov/pause to heal.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back. And I don't know about you guys, but it's been so cold. Like on my walk here, I was chilly.
I know.
Yeah, and windy.
Yes, I've had to wear a jacket the last few days. It's a switch up from that heat we had over the weekend.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that freeze warning we have, that's a little too soon for October, isn't it?
No.
Last year we didn't have one until November 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's really...
So we're a little bit ahead of it.
Yeah, just a little bit. So now we need to like prepare.
Yeah.
Like bring those winter coats, those gloves.
It is about that time. So let's take a look at that live camera outside of Cooper Science right now. You can see the sun has already set. It's pretty dark out there, but not a cloud in the sky. Pretty clear out there for the evening overall. Some current temperatures in Muncie, 43 degrees, and in Farmland, 40 in Anderson and Newcastle, and 37 degrees in Richmond. Very chilly out there. Let's take a look at those temperatures more statewide. 47 in Indianapolis, 44 in Terre Haute, 41 in Bloomington, and 44 in Shelbyville. Now these temperatures are below what we were experiencing yesterday at this time of day. You can see here in Muncie and Kokomo, we are in a 4-degree temperature increase, but as we get to our more southwestern counties, you can see 8-degree temperature decrease in Terre Haute and a 10-degree decrease in Bloomington. Over the next 12 hours, these temperatures are going to continue to decrease. Even throughout the early hours of tomorrow morning, the temperatures are still decreasing. You can see from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. there is still a temperature decrease. So very chilly out there. Overall, the low of 30 degrees, mostly clear skies, but winds coming from the west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. Now, I know we did mention we are in that freeze warning. This is in effect from 2 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So like I mentioned, last year we didn't have a freeze warning until November 2nd, so our temperatures stayed above that freezing point until November 2nd, so we are ahead of the game from what we were experiencing last year. Now, with this wind and the low temperatures, we are going to have a wind chill, 32-degree wind chill at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then as we get into Friday at 7 a.m., 26-degree wind chill here in Muncie and Anderson, but if you take a look at Richmond, they are going to be experiencing a 24-degree wind chill, so very, very cold out there. Definitely time to get those winter coats and hats and gloves out. Make sure you're starting your car early and preparing for that. The wind chills will be relieved as we go throughout the day tomorrow with those wind gusts dying down to about 5 miles per hour. You can see we're starting our day with the 10 miles per hour, bringing in that cooler air, and then calming down as we go throughout the afternoon. However, those will return slightly as we get into Saturday, back into the double digits, and Sunday as well. But still a relief from what we have been experiencing the past couple days, with wind gusts being in the 20s and even 30s. So our fall meter, here's a little update on that. I know last week we were sticking to iced coffee with those temperatures being in the 70s. However, we are in between raking leaves and sweater weather. So these temperatures, like you will see it reflected in my 7-day, they are more fall-like temperatures, definitely sweater weather, but with these wind gusts, we are having to rake leaves. If you have a leaf blower, it's definitely convenient to have those and a lot easier than raking your entire yard. Like I said, tomorrow morning, do not forget that chilly morning to start your Friday, but those temperatures are staying pretty consistent with the mid to upper 50s, and after tomorrow night with the low of 34, we are having lows get back into the low 40s, so that's more fall-like and more tolerable than these freezing cold temperatures.
Yeah, I want the fall. Like, winter needs to come later. We need the fall, we need the leaves.
Yes,
color.
yes, and I feel like we always miss the leaves. It's like they turn orange for 2 days and then they're just all on the ground.
I know.
Campus is really beautiful.
It is really pretty right now.
Even with those falling leaves all over the place, it does look good.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much,
Yes,
Aaliyah.
thank you.
There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jake Dickman has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Amelia and Tatum. A massive gambling ring bust may have major implications on the NBA, and a Ball State squad looks to keep their hands on a trophy. All this and more next in sports.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Make moves. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up, stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things. This is pre-tirement.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Dickman with sports. Massive news out of the NBA today as several individuals have been arrested by the FBI in connection to a major federal sports betting probe. Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier and Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups, along with former NBA player and coach Damon Jones, were placed under arrest. FBI Director Kash Patel says the sports rigging scheme was part of a national criminal operation with ties to multiple mafia families. Rozier is accused of rigging basketball games to help sports bettors, while Billups is charged with taking place in illegal poker games across the country. Jones is also charged in that alleged operation, as well as providing confidential information about athletes to bettors. U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Nocella, says much of Jones's information dealt with injuries to players he coached.
The non-public information included when specific players would be sitting out future games, or when they would pull themselves out early for purported injuries or illnesses.
Rozier and Billups have been placed on leave by the NBA. Keeping things on the court, the Indiana Pacers will open their season at home tonight. After a crushing loss in Game 7 of the NBA Finals last year, the Pacers will look to get revenge on the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Pacers will be without star forward Tyrese Halliburton after he suffered a torn Achilles in that Game 7 of the NBA Finals last year. The Thunder are 1-0 on the year after a double overtime win against the Houston Rockets and will look to continue this trend against the Pacers. The Thunder currently hold a narrow lead as that game is now in the third quarter. Pitching things to the diamond, the 2025 MLB World Series is finally upon us. Tomorrow night, Game 1 will be underway, and all eyes will be set on the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Dodgers are seeking back-to-back championships, while the Blue Jays will return to the Fall Classic for the first time in over 30 years. The matchup will take place at Rogers Center, home of the Blue Jays, and first pitch is set to be thrown at 8 p.m. Eastern with full coverage on Fox. Passing things to the gridiron, Ball State football battles one of their biggest rivals this weekend. The Cardinals will take on the Northern Illinois Huskies in the battle for the Bronze Stalk. The history of this matchup dates all the way back to 1941, when the two squads first played. The Cards' all-time record against the Huskies is tied at 25 wins apiece and split evenly at 5-5 in the last 10 matchups. Despite the even record, the Cardinals have won the last 3 times they faced the Huskies. Last year's win came after a walk-off 52-yard field goal from kicker Jackson Corville. Fans can catch the game streaming live on ESPN Plus at 3:30 p.m. And we're kind of in that sweet spot right now, Amelia and Tatum, of every sport, it seems like, is on right now.
I know, and I don't know which one to watch. Like, I'll go to baseball, and then we'll have basketball. It's just too many to pick.
It really is.
Yeah.
But hey, that's never a bad thing,
No.
right?
I'm not complaining, I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which sport do you guys have on?
Right now, baseball with the World Series starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Jake. I'm definitely watching baseball.
Me too. Who you guys rooting for?
I'd love to see the Blue Jays win a World Series, but part of me wants to have a salary cap because I'm a Reds fan, so maybe the Dodgers need to win so they implement one.
Yeah, but I want the Blue Jays to have a chance. You know, they're returning back in 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's time to give them their time.
What about you, Amelia? Who do you really want to win?
Well, if the Cubs were in there, I'd pick them. But I want the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Yes, what about you?
I think I'm gonna have to side with you, Amelia.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Jake.
Of course.
Up next, we have Shaylee Millam with your campus coverage. And we have one final look at your weather. Stay tuned.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe. Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time.
And she'd buy the same gifts over and over. Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard.
At first we had our cries, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan.
Early detection gave us time to adapt together.
It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back. My name is Shaylee Milam, and this is your campus coverage. Student Success Coaching invited Ball State students to the Scramble Light for an event that would allow them to literally smash their stress. Success coaches were at the event to speak with students about the cause of their stress and how they can manage it. Then, the students wrote their stressors on a pumpkin and smashed them. I spoke with Char Hawkins, the director of the event, who spoke about how these events are important for reaching out to students during one of the most stressful times of the semester.
We do a lot of events for students, especially in the fall, but really all year. We have an office of coaches that meet individually with students, but a lot of students won't come to us. We have to take our services to them sometimes.
Though the pumpkins are all gone, you can still meet with a success coach about managing your stress by calling them at 765-285-1178 or visiting them in the North Quad in room 339.
Was the event fun? Did you get to smash a pumpkin?
Oh, it was so fun. I did not smash a pumpkin, but watching everybody else do it was hilarious, I will say.
I'm so jealous.
I know.
Me too. But thank you so much. We're going to have one final look at your weather with Aaliyah.
Yeah, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, I really want to stress very, very chilly morning. Wind chills getting into the mid-20s, so very, very cold tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 34 degrees, and then after that, our lows are picking back up into the low 40s. Temperatures are staying pretty consistent in the mid to upper 50s for the next 7 days. There is a slight chance of rain on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. But I'm just glad we're getting out of these freezing temperatures.
Me too. I just want to wear a sweater, no coat.
Yes, sweater weather.
Well, I'll be glad to wear my coat tomorrow morning to make sure I don't get any more cold.
For sure.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Aaliyah. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. for Cardinal Sunrise, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to cardinalmediabsu.com. Have a great night and stay safe.